The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the deserted street. Detective Alex Thompson stood alone outside the old mansion, a shiver running down his spine despite the warm evening air. This case had haunted him for weeks, the disappearance of renowned archaeologist Dr. Amelia Farewell, whose last known location was this very mansion. As he approached the grand entrance, a chill wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it echoes of long-forgotten secrets. The mansion loomed ominously, its windows dark and foreboding. With a deep breath, Alex pushed open the heavy door and stepped into the darkness beyond. The air inside was thick with dust and decay, the only sound his own footsteps echoing off the marble floors. He flicked on his flashlight, its beam cutting through the darkness like a knife. The mansion seemed frozen in time, relics of a bygone era scattered throughout the halls. As Alex made his way through the labyrinthine corridors, he couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Every creak of the floorboards, every whisper of the wind seemed to be urging him to turn back. But he pressed on, driven by a determination to uncover the truth. Suddenly, a flash of movement caught his eye. He spun around, his heart pounding in his chest, but there was nothing there. Just the empty hallway stretching out before him. He shook his head, chiding himself for letting his imagination get the best of him. As he reached the top of the grand staircase, Alex's flashlight illuminated a door at the end of the hallway. Something about it drew him in, a magnetic pull that he couldn't resist. With cautious steps, he approached, his hand trembling as he reached for the handle. The door swung open with a low groan, revealing a room bathed in moonlight. In the center stood a pedestal, upon which rested a dusty old book. Alex's heart raced as he approached, his fingers brushing against the worn leather cover. With a sense of trepidation, he opened the book and began to read. The pages were filled with cryptic symbols and ancient languages, each passage more mysterious than the last. It was as if he had stumbled upon a secret that was never meant to be uncovered. Lost in his investigation, Alex failed to notice the figure lurking in the shadows behind him. It wasn't until he felt the cold steel of a blade against his throat that he realized he was no longer alone. "Don't move," a voice hissed in his ear, sending a chill down his spine. With a steady hand, Alex slowly raised his hands in surrender. "Who are you?" he demanded, his mind racing for a way out of this predicament. "I'm the one who's going to make sure you never leave this mansion alive," the figure replied, their voice dripping with malice. But before they could make good on their threat, a deafening crash echoed through the room as the floor beneath them gave way. Alex felt himself falling, the world spinning as darkness consumed him. When he awoke, he found himself lying amidst the rubble, the mysterious figure nowhere to be seen. With a groan, he pushed himself to his feet, his head swimming with confusion. As he stumbled out of the mansion and into the cool night air, he knew that he had only scratched the surface of the secrets hidden within its walls. The case of Dr. Amelia Farewell's disappearance remained unsolved, but Alex was determined to unravel the mystery, no matter the cost. For in the echoes of Farewell, he sensed the whispers of something far more sinister lurking in the shadows. And he knew that the truth was out there, waiting to be discovered. Despite the harrowing ordeal, Detective Alex Thompson refused to be deterred. He returned to the precinct, his mind ablaze with questions and theories. He pored over the evidence, each clue leading him deeper into the enigma of Dr. Farewell's disappearance. Days turned into weeks as Alex delved into the past of the mysterious mansion and its elusive owner. He unearthed tales of forbidden rituals and dark sacrifices, whispers of a cult that had once called the mansion home. Could Dr. Farewell's research have led her to uncovering something so sinister that she had become a target? His investigation led him to the archives of the local library, where he spent hours poring over dusty tomes and yellowed manuscripts. Piece by piece, he began to unravel the tangled web of secrets that had been hidden for centuries. But with each revelation came new dangers. Alex found himself constantly looking over his shoulder, never sure who he could trust. The deeper he dug, the more he realized that he was not the only one seeking the truth. One night, as he sat alone in his apartment, poring over his notes, he heard a knock at the door. His heart raced as he approached cautiously, his hand hovering over his gun. With a deep breath, he swung open the door, ready for whatever awaited him on the other side. Standing in the doorway was a figure cloaked in darkness, their features obscured by the shadows. "Detective Thompson," they said, their voice low and gravelly. "We need to talk." Alex's mind raced as he tried to make sense of the situation. Was this another threat, or could this person hold the key to unraveling the mystery once and for all? With a sense of apprehension, he invited the stranger inside, his hand never straying far from his weapon. As they sat across from each other, the stranger revealed themselves to be a former associate of Dr. Farewell, someone who had been working with her on her final research project. According to the stranger, Farewell had stumbled upon something ancient and powerful hidden beneath the mansion. Something that could change the course of history itself. But before she could reveal her findings, she had vanished without a trace. Together, Alex and the stranger pieced together the final moments of Dr. Farewell's life, following the breadcrumbs she had left behind. Their journey took them deep into the heart of the mansion, where they uncovered a hidden chamber filled with ancient artifacts and forbidden knowledge. But as they delved deeper into the mysteries of the past, they soon realized that they were not alone. The cult that had once called the mansion home had returned, their dark presence looming over them like a shadow. With danger lurking around every corner, Alex and his newfound ally raced against time to uncover the truth and stop the cult before they could unleash their dark agenda upon the world. As the dust settled and the dawn broke over the horizon, Detective Alex Thompson stood victorious, the weight of the world lifted from his shoulders. The threat of the cult had been neutralized, their plans thwarted, and the truth about Dr. Farewell's disappearance finally brought to light. But as he surveyed the wreckage of the mansion, a sense of unease washed over him. The echoes of Farewell still lingered in the air, a reminder of the darkness that had once consumed this place. Despite the victory, he couldn't shake the feeling that there were still unanswered questions, secrets waiting to be uncovered. Turning to leave, Alex caught sight of a figure standing in the distance, watching him with eyes that seemed to hold 1,000 secrets. It was the stranger who had aided him in his quest, their presence a silent testament to the bonds forged in the fires of adversity. "Thank you," Alex called out, his voice echoing through the empty halls. "For everything?" The stranger nodded solemnly before disappearing into the shadows, leaving Alex alone with his thoughts. As he made his way back to the precinct, he couldn't help but wonder what other mysteries lay hidden in the world, waiting to be discovered. And so, dear reader, as you reach the end of this tale, I invite you to ponder the mysteries that surround us. For in every shadow, every whisper, lies the potential for adventure and intrigue. So let us raise our voices together and comment on the echoes of Farewell that linger in the air, for it is only through shared curiosity that we can unlock the secrets of the universe.